announcing the arrival of Yang Amat Berhormat Dato' On Hafiz bin Ghazi, Menteri Besar of Johor.
Without a doubt, the JS-SEZ is an ambitious project, and while many steps have been taken, the path ahead is still a long one. This is why we gave this forum the title, Enabling the Next Leap Forward. We are curious and excited to see what will become of the JS-SEZ, and we want to ignite discussions among different stakeholders about all the possibilities and the challenges, of course, of executing this ambitious project.
Johor has a lot of advantages. We have the land, we have resources, and we are strategically positioned to one of the most developed nations in the world, Singapore. No other state in Malaysia has this. So if Johor can't do it, I find it difficult to believe that other states can do it too.
Well, talking about Johor, Singapore, and in the comparison with Shenzhen and Hong Kong, the reality is Shenzhen and Hong Kong is one country, right? Here, in our case, it's actually two countries. So although with the agreement that both sides have signed, can I ask now to go out to the world, to talk and to bring investors here, will Malaysia and Singapore be doing it together, or will we still be acting in silos?
There are a lot of collaborations that already happen. But beyond that, I hope both governments not just think about jointly bringing investors from overseas to invest in these two areas. Some form of agreement that we need a joint industrial policy to nurture the next Huawei, the next Samsung, or the next TSMC in this region.
This is something that we are still working out. We hope that eventually we will come to a middle point. And just to quickly quote a few examples, actually, in terms of joint efforts, we have a few successful examples at the moment already. For example, in Singapore, one of the companies doing alternative protein, they have received some kind of assistance from the Singapore government to do testing and piloting. And when they want to scale it up, they do it in Johor.
My colleague Kiju, our CEO from Singapore, recently highlighted to me Singapore Business Federation's survey, where 93% of those surveyed in SBF look forward to this project. But the best thing, of course, over 50% are already doing business in Johor. So at the Singapore-Johor level, there's that level of cooperation. It's a question of now of ensuring that JS-SEZ becomes this multinational economic zone.
Look at, a lot of references to Shenzhen, right? And I think when we look at when Shenzhen first started out, it did a lot more of this very basic manufacturing, right? So become the factory of the world. My broader question really is, as we look at Johor, Singapore, New Economic Zone, is there a thought process around the fact that, look, we should really be jumping to higher value added, right? More innovation. As we were saying a bit earlier, right, that we want this to be, the next new mini Huawei or next new, mini, unicorn that comes out globally.
Some of these companies come from a range, certainly bulk of our Singapore companies, but we're also getting quite a lot of interest from international companies. One group obviously are the Chinese companies who are looking to, relook at their supply chain. We're also getting interest from Germany as well as interest from Japanese companies. The type of sectors includes food manufacturing, industry machineries, as well as renewable energy. Now, interacting with all these various companies, I think the mood, if you ask me, is one of cautiously optimistic.
Now, from a perspective of the business community, especially the SME, they pay with a lot of attention, and the fact that today's is a full house, online more than 1,000, and then still really the Edge have to continue to open up more, show the interest. But the SME basically say, but what's it in there for me? I think infrastructure is good, tax incentive, yeah, but eventually, what does that mean to me? How do I plug into the the whole supply chain?
I mean, we see a big interest in terms of inquiries, potential investors, and confirmed investors that has actually materialized from MFCG. Some industries do come with different requirements, which we will help to see and understand better. And we would like to see more business proposals coming in as a cluster. This is where I think the Chamber of Commerce of both countries needs to sit down to see where they can fill in that gap that needs to establish the ecosystem for that particular sector and industry and area.
JS-SEZ indeed is a very unique value proposition to investors. If you have heard, property in JB near the RTS has gone up to as high as 1,500 ringgit per square foot. That is Klang Valley price, KL city center price. And that gives you an idea the uplift that an special economic zone, and probably the nucleus, the catalyst is where the RTS, where the link gives you the connectivity.
It's two countries having one ecosystem, or more definitely, two countries having one mission. And there's a mutual trust between these two countries of Malaysia, Johor in particular, with Singapore, we're having the spirit of working as a formidable team. Now, a lot of people thought that the incentive given by MITI is applicable only to Malaysian and Singapore company. But actually, it is an international platform where any company who can qualify under the MITI guideline, they can enjoy all the incentive.
Invest Johor is a key liaison between the state government and businesses and investors who are interested in the state. So what kind of trends have you observed recently, especially in light of the trade war, right?
We are seeing a strong interest in three areas. Number one is advanced manufacturing. And number two, we are looking at digital economy. As you all have read in the news, for the past 2 years, Johor has already attracted big names, big players. We already have 20 data centers in operation and I think 30 to 40 in the pipelines. And the third one is the green technology. We are looking at solar energy, EV components, and circular economy solutions.
So, just to set the stage, we have heard earlier this year, I think MITI did also say Johor could be expected to host like 60% of the data center capacity in Malaysia by 2030, which is a lot, and we have a lot of goals to become a digital economy in Malaysia. What is the potential that you see in Johor and Malaysia? Could be relative to the region, to the other countries, and what are your plans for the country as well?
Malaysia's data center growth has outpaced Singapore. And this is a testament to Johor being the center of it all. It's got the good ecosystem that we never knew was available for AirTrunk, maybe, that we never knew was available until we started exploring the market here. And we realized that there was actually a lot more potential that we haven't tapped upon. This February, we have launched our JHB2, and that is a testament to where Johor is growing as a digital hub, especially for Malaysia, and how this is important as a point for the whole region as well.
Why we believe that the JS-SEZ will be successful is because all the speed of execution that can be done in Malaysia is true, it's tested, we've executed it, we are live, real case studies. From buying a piece of land, 31.5 acres within the JS-SEZ, to breaking ground, to building the whole complex data center, took me in a year, literally. And it was only possible because of support from federal level, from state level, and of course at the town council level. So I'm actually very positive on that happening.
AI is probably the most important mega trend that's going to reshape global economy at every single level. And the reason why it's so important, because it's a general purpose technology. So think about electricity, like something that's going to actually redefine every single sector where we operate. What's going to be probably interesting about this one is that it's going to unfold much faster than the previous ones. And because it's unfolding very fast, I think the opportunities will get created pretty rapidly, and we're pretty optimistic about them in Malaysia.